Hi everyone, Bernard here on behalf of MovieGameNostalgia.com, and today we're looking at a new drama series, fantasy drama series on Netflix. So we're looking at this little one. You may have read about it, Locke Key. Great poster, that, isn't it, for a poster? You know me and my posters. Anyway, doing a little bit of a special on this one today, let you know what it's all about. Please push the old subscribe button, push the bell notifications so you know these little reviews are coming out, and any thumbs ups are always much appreciated. Right, let's have a look. Locke Key. I must admit, I actually went into watching this without any knowledge at all. I deliberately didn't read anything about what it was about or anything like that. So obviously, as I say, the opening credits is a bit puzzled. It looked like a, here in the UK, like an ITV3 BBC sort of afternoon drama sort of thing when I watched the opening sequence. But yeah, it's 10 episodes. It's a drama, fantasy, horror, so there's a horror element to it as well. It's obviously American-based supernatural drama television series created by Joe Hill, and it's actually based on the comic book series of the same name by Joe Hill. That premiered, and this premiered on Netflix on February 7th, 2020. The series stars Darby Stanchfield, Connor Jessup, Amelia Jones, Jackson Robert Scott, Laisla de Oliveira, Patrice Jones, and Griffin Gluck. Not a lot of familiar names and faces to me. They may be more familiar to people in the States. And what's the story? Well, it revolves around three siblings who, after the gruesome murder of their father, moved to their ancestral home, quite a scary-looking place, in Massachusetts, only to find the house has magical keys that give them a vast array of powers and abilities. Little do they know, a devious demon also wants the keys and will stop at nothing to attain them. Well, it's never easy, is it? It's never an easy life. Is it any good? Well, it's got a bit of a dodgy start in production. I mean, this series has been in the pipeline for 7 or 8 years, and this is actually the third pilot that's based on a comic book series, Locke Key. So this is actually the third time this attempt at doing this thing. So this is the third attempt at an adaptation of the books, of the comic books or the graphic novels. The first pilot was shot in 2010, so 10 years ago, by Fox, but was not picked up by them and screened at the following year's San Diego Comic-Con. The second failed attempt was a movie adaptation by Universal Studios, but fortunately now Netflix have got involved and we've finally had a series. We've now got 10 episodes and we've actually got a run through. How's it doing on the critics' sites? Well, a review site, Rotten Tomatoes, is always a good judge. The series has a 73% approval rating based on 40 reviews, with an average rating of 6.7 out of 10, which isn't bad at all. The website's critical consensus reads, though Locke Key at times struggles to strike a consistent tone, it captures enough of the essence of its source material to provide a fiendishly fun and sufficiently spooky time. So not too bad. Metascore, the Internet Movie Database critics ratings, they a bit lower. They give the series a score of 6.2 out of 10. That's based on 19 critics' reviews, but it indicated it was generally favourable with the reviews. Internet Movie Database, a little bit kinder. That's Joe Public, that's you and me. They give it 7.8 out of 10 overall. And individual episodes rate anywhere between 7.7 for one or two of the earlier episodes to 8.5 for the later episodes. So mainly positive, but not universally so. I mean, one person who didn't like it was one of the users called Ryan C. Dog, and he wrote this on the 8th of February. Well, what can I say? Just another lame Netflix series and a long list of lame shows on Netflix. This show absolutely does not deserve a single 10-star review. But as you can see in the rating sections, there are plenty of them. Why can't Netflix produce something that's actually good and worth watching for once, just once, and I'd be happy spending the money on my subscription? If it wasn't for the shows they buy off other networks, I'd cancel it. So very hard words from this reviewer. This show was really boring right off the bat. Another teen show for teens who are, for the most part, brain dead. Well, I'm 61, so I'm not really in that demographic, but I'm certainly not brain dead. There isn't a single good or even decent actor in this series. I've seen a lot worse. When you watch this, you'll see this isn't worth rating about a 6 maximum. Well, 6 maximum is okay. It's a watchable rating for me. Boring and slow with teen bullshit involved. And that's just quoting from that user. So he didn't like it. Well, what did I think? Well, yes, it's far from perfect. Yes, it does drag a little at times, but it really, things of this genre is a nice little addition, in my opinion. I didn't have any knowledge at all of the graphic novels, which seems to be a lot of the problems, a lot of criticism based on the fact it was it was nothing like the graphic novels, but that's par for the course these days. So obviously not knowing anything about it probably helped, and early problems with other TV companies out dropping out, etc. obviously didn't bode well, did it? But no, I quite liked it. It's not quite the early season 1 or 2 of something like Stranger Things, which I think has also got a bit tired over time, but it's certainly not up to that standard, and it does have a feel of a mishmash of things we've seen before. But overall, I think it's really watchable. Has it legs for another good season or two? I've not seen anything about season 2, but obviously, like any good series, there's always an option at the end there. At the end of season 1, there's an option to carry on for a season 2. So hopefully, in my opinion, hopefully they will do a second season, because I think it just about is worth it. For me, it's not, as I've said before, there's a lot of TV drama. I'll drop everything. I'll turn my phone off. I'll turn the lights off. I'll get a cup of cocoa and I'll sit and watch. This isn't one of these. This is one where I'll watch it in the back. I'll have it on in the background while I'm doing other things on my phone, or I might be working even. But obviously, I think it's an interesting little series as background entertainment where you can just, occasionally look up and concentrate on it. But overall, I just think it's a good little watch without being anything fantastic. As I say, it's not going to break any great records for viewing figures, etc., etc. But I mean, that review I think was a little bit unfair. I think it's one of Netflix's. They do a lot of foreign stuff, obviously, and dub it into English, etc. series. And there's a lot of those I stopped watching after 1 or 2 episodes. But this does set the scene. It does drag you in. And I think episodes 1 and 2 are a little bit hard work, but once you get into it, episode 3 onwards, a really good watch, good entertaining watch. It's entertainment. It is a turn your head off and just enjoy it sort of thing. But as I said, it's not one. I'm currently watching the Picard, so Picard, I will turn everything off and just concentrate on watching it. This isn't one of those. This is where I'll have it on in the background while I'm working or doing other things. But occasionally I'll be looking up and concentrating on certain scenes. But you can tell what's happening on the scene by listening to what's being said, etc. So yeah, it's not up there. I'd give it a 6.5 out of 10, which, if you know me, 6 is watchable. Anything over 6, 6.5 is very watchable. So I think Locke Key is well worth seeking out, unless you're a big fan of the graphic novels and the comic books, etc. Because there seems to be a lot of discontent from those people who say it's nothing like, it's too much poetic license. There's no, it's not based on those at all. So, but as a series in its own right, yeah, Netflix, I'm quite happy with this Netflix thing. Let me know what you think in the comments below, and please follow me on Twitter at Nostalgia_Movie. Let me know there what you think. And obviously, if you like this review, please give us a thumbs up and give us your thoughts. Give us what you watch it, see what you think. Give it a chance. Don't just watch half an episode or half of episode 1. I always try and watch at least 2 episodes of everything new. And if it grabs me, I'll carry on watching. And this grabbed me. I carried on watching it. I quite enjoyed it. Anyway, let me know in the comments, and follow me on Facebook at Burns and Ian Links to MovieGameNostalgia.com for rarer DVDs, posters, and board games on there as well. If you can spare us a couple of minutes to have a look through there. Thanks very much for joining me today. Well, that's the Locke Key on Netflix now. So obviously it'll be on other streaming sites, and obviously as soon as it comes available to buy on DVD, I'll give you the information on that as well. Anyway, thanks for joining me today. Whatever you're going to do the rest of your day, have a great one. Look after yourself, look after your friends, more importantly, look after your family. And hopefully you can join me again very, very soon. This is Bernardine. Say goodbye.